Yo, what's going on, guys? What do you call it? This is my first video for this specific series. This specific series is going to be a series of me going through each character. I'm going to show you everything that this character is capable of. I'm going to tell you how you're supposed to play this character. I'm going to tell you exactly what kind of build, the exact kind of build that you're going to want on this character, and exactly what this character's main purpose, and then show off gameplay showing how this character works. So, first, we are talking about bottom of A class, Snek. He is one of the first characters I started off with, next to Spring Mustachio. I know this guy in and out, and I'm going to be doing this type of video for every single character, so just stay tuned. I'm just going to show you guys my roster real quick, just in case you guys want to see a very specific character that I already have right now. And if I don't have them on me right now, I can pull up my, what do you call it, someone else's account to show off from their perspective and kind of build it from their end as well. So freaking right now, I'm just going to finish off doing videos on the main roster that I have so far, and then after that, pretty much I'm just going to continue the roster through another means. So, first things first, Snek. We're going to talk about his entire kit first, and pretty much the way that you want to build him. Now, stats are pretty big in this game. So first things first, don't worry about the stats that are over here on the right side, or the memory stats right now, because I'll be talking about both in a second. This is actually the unit's base stats. So, as you can see, this character has actually 5% crit rate and decent crit damage, which means that this character is going to be benefiting based off of crit builds. And I'll show you other reasons why as well. Very, very high attack, decent HP, nice amounts of defense. 1,000 defense is not bad. He has no interruptions, sadly, but he does have some decent composure reductions. Mostly that's an average composure reduction, though. So, this guy is pretty much Goku Ultra Instinct. He is the Goku Ultra Instinct of this game. I'll explain why. Let's go ahead and talk about his potential first. So if you do get lucky enough to actually get this dude to 6-star potential, which is pretty much like 6-star in the character, then you would notice that this character benefits a lot based off of making an entire crit build. As you can see, you could actually get the affix level for Penetrating Eye up and Mind Reader up. Hence why this is very, very important to keep in mind whenever we actually do talk about the other stuff. You're going to add an extra level on top of both of those specific affixes. So, consuming, pretty much using the triple move, which I'll show you guys at the end of the video for the gameplay. This is the move that you kind of build up over time, and then you build up energy to continuously move and use this move a lot. You're going to be spamming this move, pretty much doing ridiculous amounts of crit damage, and this character can really benefit it just from getting this character to max potential. It's a crazy character, lots of potential here, even a potential nuker, but pretty much this dude is Ultra Instinct. And I'll show you guys why in a second. So let's go ahead and talk about his impression arms. Now, each character does have a specific impression arms. They have the starter arms, which are two different arms, which are pretty much like, passive style arms, which can be used for supporting other teams, which is pretty nice because even if you don't use this guy as your main roster guy, or if you don't plan on building him as a main roster guy, he could still be a very, very nice offhand tank, or he could also be a decent breaker. But the real benefit of this character is by actually maxing out his original arms, which is this one, because as you can see right here, he could actually restore 5% of the max HP per second of the teammates for 8 seconds. This is huge. So we're talking about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40% of your HP's back. This is very huge, especially whenever it comes down to bosses that don't play fair, who spam AoE and stuff like that, which is very, very nice. But the real kicker is increasing the crit rate to guarantee crits using the Serpent's Essence to do the hold down the R critical attack, the Snake triple moves. Now, this specific kit is actually very, nuking. Like, it's a massive nuking kit. If you build it correctly, it can go well. If you don't build it correctly and you end up building towards something else, it's okay. It really just depends on the way that you utilize the character. Every character has multiple builds that you could actually, build off of them. For instance, I could turn this guy into a breaker character super fast if I would have worked on this card. Because if you work on cards like this, let's say you don't get lucky and you go for composure reduction instead. 70% composure reduction, this dude could really put out some really good numbers and really knock down the shield of the main bosses, especially if you don't have a breaker on your team. He could be a stand-in. Over here, he could just be a very, very good, defensive. If you don't have anyone who uses this specific skill, which is the reset, you always need a resetter on your team, whether or not he is, your main damage or not, or if he's like just, defending or playing offhand tank. This dude could really benefit from also getting this done because, all allies. This is a really easy card to get. Let's be honest. All R cards are super easy to get. I sold a few of mine so I could get specific SR cards, but as you can see, he benefits from this as well, using 4 times usage in order to get guaranteed paralysis, rupture, and coma accumulation from all allies off. Amazing kit. So this dude is a standalone, very, very good supportively, main character-wise, and side character-wise. So let's go ahead and talk about his build. Now, don't worry about my build. This is just entirely temporary. I'm actually focusing on a completely different character right now. So, before some people do make some assumptions, keep in mind you are going to be using an extra point to level 5 Penetrating Eye and to level 4 Mind Reader, because if you do end up getting the appropriate potential for this character, such as like 6-starring it, or at least 4-starring it in general, you will be able to get these bonuses in order to actually get the 5th level, which is not just 45%, but also getting a higher level, or just like you getting that level in general. So we got Overreaching Brawn, which is a guaranteed. Oh, let me just talk about these two. So like crit rate, obviously, you're going for crit damage. You want as much as you possibly can. Realistically speaking, these stats can go absolutely crazy. Just imagine the amount of crit that you're going to be able to do. Overreaching Brawn right here is very, very huge. Whenever doing the Snake Punch, you pretty much get a damage bonus every single time you use the Snake Punch, which is your Q. And whenever you we'll talk about the activation skills and stuff like that, but also whenever you get this to level 3, accurate dodge is triggered. Snake Punch restores an extra 50 energy points, which is going to be very, very important for the build itself, and I'll explain why in the gameplay side of it. Blatant Strike, very, very easy crit rate to get, 20% just for hitting the person in the face. Bosses will always face you. This is just a free 20%. Match that with the not Mind Reader, Penetrating Eye, you're getting that 40%, 65%, plus the average, which is his baseline, which is 5%. So you're looking at 70% already, plus the extra bonus that you actually get for using the R hold down move, which grants you an extra 32%, totaling out to 100% already, and beyond that. So guaranteed crits whenever you use his best skill. And we have Ride the Waves. Now, Ride the Waves is very, very important to make this dude go Ultra Instinct. This dude is not going to be touched, hence why I did not put any defense or HP on this build, because increase the crit rate. My bad. This is very specific. This is not the one I was talking about. The one I'm talking about is actually Acute Insight, but Ride the Wave is a part of the same build because you get that 20% crit rate, which makes that 70% that you normally get for M1s, and the Q skill takes it to 90%, which is pretty much guaranteed crits, unless you just get unlucky. Then that's RNG. We have Impassioned right here, which is obviously just 50% damage bonus. We have High Attack over here as well. Very, very easy for attackers to get. Acute Insight. This is what pretty much creates, the Ultra Instinct effect. So, increases judgment time and invulnerability time for triggered accurate dodges. This works well with the E skill of Snake. So Snek actually has a double dodge effect where you could spam the dodge twice and pretty much get a free iframes dodge. This improves the iframes dodge, so if you're going against someone who pretty much slaps one time and then you press the Q key, you go back in on them, you pretty much have iframes, you won't get hit by that second slash. Then whenever they hit with the third attack, normally you could just dodge right out of that too, because you're going to have your dodges and you're going to have enough iframes to get out of there. We have main stat, we're aiming for attack and composure reduction. You could just say, hey, I don't want composure reduction, I want HP. I don't want HP, I want defense. This isn't totally, like, this is up to you. I just went with 2 attack pieces because attack is very, very important. You want the fights to end very, very quickly, and especially if you don't have anyone else tanking. This dude, as long as you get the acute insight, will pretty much be untouchable. So that's just the way that it goes. Charging in this game is not that big of a deal either. Substats, I just went all attack, all composure reduction. This is also totally up to you. You can go all attack and then all overpowered attack if you just planned on taking on a very specific boss. And you need an overpowered team in order to do that. Keep in mind, this is entirely end game stats. You can't make this right now. There's not enough coin in the game to let you do this, so don't trip. Like, for instance, if I tried to make this right now, and even if I said I could take every piece from everyone, you'll see my stats will be willy-nilly due to the fact that, like, I'll be taking Penetrating Eye, Mind Reader, but I'll be missing out on, like, a lot of other stuff as well. I just don't have enough pieces. Obviously, it's going to be farming time for, like, anybody who does it. Alright, next we're going to talk about his kit and really just jump into the whole free combat type still. So, let's go ahead and go into free combat, and let's go ahead and go to, I guess, Swift. We could talk about this character straight up. Freaking... Alright, so this dude's just going to be pretty fast. As you can see, from what Snek's kit actually has, you can see from here you have 1, 2. It's a free dodge, so even if you miss the first dodge, you'll notice that the second dodge will always work. As you can see, I'll just start the attack. He also has different combos if you never use them, such as 1, 2. See, right there I use the double dodge. He has that combo, which you can go into 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the Q. Easy dodge. I got my Q back. As you can see, the Q skill charges up depending on how it, what do you call it? How many times you dodge as well. So as you can see, I'm also building it up here. Now, if you do use the R skill, but just tap it whenever you get half a bar, or pretty much half the full bar, you pretty much get infinite, what do you call it, bar over here, especially if you get potential and stuff like that. Now, we are going to be talking about the R skill. This is a free, like, mini ultimate. As you can see, instant crits, massive amounts of damage, no problems at all. So, freaking, the guy will pretty much be untouchable, just depending on the way that you play him. Double dodge right there. Even if you feel like you get really unlucky, you can just go dodge, dodge, and then still have your jump. If you have a full bar, obviously you don't want to waste it, but this is in very, very particular situations. Double dodge and then jump. This will pretty much guarantee the fact that you won't get hit at all. Dodge. Now this is, I'm going to talk about another little trick that you can do. Let's say you do dodge. So check this out. Then you can press Q, go in, and then start up another combo. There are a few different combos that you could practice. One of them is pretty much starting off with the Q key. That one is a little easier to work with, such as, because at the end of the combo you'll see. So right here, start and then go in. There's also another one you can do, which is wherever you actually start, and then you go, oh, sorry, I messed it up. You go start, and then you go in, and then you go in again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can go in, and then you can combo, and then you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of finesse if you want to use this as your main character. But if you do go with the acute insight build, and you give this to an AI, even if the AI messes up and only dodges the first blow, The second blow is gonna, the second blow won't hit him because he'll just get the iframes. So that's the objective. So the objective is pretty much try to get as many crits off as possible, do lots and lots of damage. Obviously, this character is not critting as much because he doesn't have the build, but, you know, this is just what max stats look like. Alright, so I think that's about it. I think I knocked out about everything that you could really do with this guy. There's not really much else to explain. Obviously, if you want to get into it, you can just use him inside of your target training and really get used to all of his skills. He's got a very, very interesting kit. You know, if you do get lucky and you do have like lots and lots of potential, I would recommend using this guy as a nuker and really, really focus on his crit. Even an early game build, which is something that I recommend, is definitely doing this. So let's say we're auto-equipping. Just trash all this. And just go specifically for Penetrating Eye, Mind Reader, and Overreaching Brawn. And then just aim for that. Use. And then you'll see that there are some cases where you can get the main stats all there. And then Overreaching Brawn, obviously I don't have it, so I can't use it. So, but the rest of it, like, is just super farmable. It just depends on what is your main character right now, and do you plan on using any of these other characters instead of him? It's totally up to you. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want any special recommendations of any characters, or if you guys have any more questions about this character specifically, just let me know down below. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Take it easy.